Zero-based budgeting. Every euro you earn is assigned a specific purpose until nothing is left unplanned. At the start of each month, you map out exactly where your income will go, including fixed costs, daily spending, and savings. This method became widely known through financial coaching programs that emphasize control and awareness. What makes it different is that nothing is left vague or unaccounted for. Even small amounts are given a role, which reduces the chance of unconscious spending. It requires regular adjustments, especially when income or expenses change, but in return it offers a very clear picture of your financial life. Many people find that it builds discipline quickly because every decision feels deliberate. 50/30/20 budget. Income is split into three simple parts: needs, wants, and savings. Needs typically include rent, utilities, and groceries, while wants cover things like eating out or entertainment. The remaining portion is dedicated to saving or investing. This method became popular because it is easy to understand and does not require detailed tracking. It gives structure without feeling restrictive. What sets it apart is its balance between responsibility and flexibility. You are not tracking every purchase, but you still maintain clear boundaries. It works especially well for people who want a simple system they can follow consistently without feeling overwhelmed by details. Envelope budgeting. Money is divided into physical or digital envelopes, each representing a spending category. Once the money in an envelope is gone, spending in that category stops until the next cycle. This approach has been used for generations and is rooted in the idea of making money feel tangible. When you physically see cash leaving an envelope, it creates a stronger awareness of spending. Today, many people use digital versions through apps, but the principle remains the same. What makes it unique is the hard limit it creates. It removes guesswork and helps prevent overspending, especially in areas where it is easy to lose track. Pay yourself first budget. A portion of your income is set aside for savings before anything else is spent. Instead of saving what is left over, you prioritize saving from the beginning. This method became popular among wealth-building strategies because it ensures consistency over time. The rest of your budget is then adjusted to fit what remains. What makes it different is its focus on long-term financial growth rather than short-term control. It simplifies budgeting because the most important goal is handled automatically. Over time, this approach can build strong financial habits with minimal ongoing effort. Line item budget. Every expense is listed and tracked individually, often in great detail. This method is commonly used in business accounting, but can also be applied to personal finances. You record everything from rent down to small daily purchases, creating a complete overview of where your money goes. What sets it apart is its precision. Nothing is overlooked, which makes it easier to identify patterns and areas for improvement. However, it requires time and consistency to maintain. For people who enjoy structure and detailed planning, it offers a deep level of control and understanding. Reverse budgeting. The focus is placed on savings goals first, while spending is given more freedom. As long as you meet your savings targets, you do not need to track every expense in detail. This method is often used by people who want a simpler approach without strict rules. What makes it unique is the shift in focus. Instead of controlling every action, you ensure that progress is happening in the background. It allows for flexibility in daily life while still maintaining financial direction. For many, it reduces stress while keeping long-term goals on priority-based budgeting. Expenses are organized based on importance, and money is allocated starting with the most essential needs. Housing, food, and utilities come first, followed by savings, and then less critical spending. This approach is especially useful during times of limited income or financial uncertainty. What makes it different is its adaptability. Instead of fixed percentages, it adjusts based on current circumstances. It ensures that the most important areas are always covered, even when resources are tight. This method helps people make clear decisions when they cannot afford everything at once. Cash flow budgeting. The main focus is on the timing of income and expenses rather than strict categories. You track when money comes in and when bills are due to ensure there are no gaps. This method is often used by freelancers or people with irregular income. What sets it apart is its emphasis on timing rather than totals. Even if you earn enough overall, poor timing can create problems, and this system helps avoid that. It requires awareness of your financial calendar but offers a practical way to stay stable even with fluctuating income. Values-based budgeting. Spending is aligned with personal priorities rather than fixed rules. Instead of following a standard formula, you decide what matters most and allocate money accordingly. For example, someone who values travel may spend less on other areas to make room for it. This approach has gained attention as people look for more meaningful ways to manage money. What makes it unique is its personal nature. It turns budgeting into a reflection of individual goals and lifestyle choices. It can make financial decisions feel more satisfying because they are connected to what truly matters. No-budget budgeting. Instead of following a structured plan, you rely on general awareness and consistent habits. People using this method typically monitor their accounts regularly and avoid spending beyond their means. It works best for those with stable income and strong self-control. What makes it different is its simplicity. There are no categories, limits, or detailed tracking systems. However, it requires a good understanding of your finances to avoid problems. For some, it offers freedom and ease, while for others it may lack the structure needed to stay on track. Now, let's do an example calculation. Zero-based budgeting. Your 2,000 euros are fully planned. Rent takes 800, food 300, transport 100, entertainment 100, savings 200, and the rest 500 for other expenses. Every euro has a purpose, leaving nothing unassigned and giving you full control over your money. 50/30/20 budget. You divide your income into three simple parts. 50% for needs, which is 1,000 euros, 30% for wants, 600 euros, and 20% for savings, 400 euros. This method balances simplicity with structure, making daily budgeting easy to follow without feeling restrictive. Pay yourself first budget. Savings come first. 400 euros go directly into a savings account before paying anything else. The remaining 1,600 euros cover bills, groceries, and leisure. This ensures steady long-term growth without constant decision-making. Envelope budgeting. Money is placed into envelopes for each category. 800 euros for rent, 300 for food, 150 for leisure, 100 for transport, 400 for savings, and 250 for miscellaneous. When an envelope is empty, spending in that category stops. This makes your money tangible and prevents overspending. By seeing all four methods in action, you can understand their different approaches. Some offer strict control, some balance, some automate savings, and some make spending visible. Each method has its strengths, helping you decide which style best fits your daily life and financial goals. Now we want to look at which one is the best. Zero-based budgeting. If you want the most control and a clear understanding of where every euro goes, this is the strongest option. It requires effort, but it gives you the fastest results when it comes to building discipline. 50/30/20 budget. For most people, this is the best balance between simplicity and structure. It is easy to follow, flexible enough for daily life, and still keeps your finances in check without feeling overwhelming. Pay yourself first budget. If your main goal is building savings over time, this one stands out. It removes the need for constant decisions and makes progress almost automatic. In the end, the best system is not the most complex one, but the one you can stick to consistently without overthinking. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments how you currently manage your money, and consider subscribing if you want more simple breakdowns like this.